Safety rules and science tools. Science tools. To become a successful scientist, we must be able to identify and use scientific instruments or tools. These tools are for collecting data, taking measurements, and recording observations. Boys and girls, do you remember the word of the week? Observations. And scientists use a variety of tools to do investigations. This is a hand lens. It also can be called a magnifier or a magnifying glass. When you look through a hand lens, things seem larger than they really are. Let's take a look. Let's go to our tables and see what things look like when we look through a hand lens. This is a microscope. It magnifies smaller objects to make smaller objects look larger. And this is a telescope. It magnifies objects in the night sky. Let's take a few minutes and go to the observation table and compare a telescope with a microscope. Let's see which one's larger and compare things that are the same and things that are different. Here we have a ruler, a yardstick, which is a lot longer than a ruler, and two tape measures. One tape measure, the yellow one, is made of metal. The one below in pink is made of plastic or fabric, and it's easy to measure something that might be round or have lots of curves. These tools are used to measure distance and the length of objects. It tells how long an object is. Let's go to the table and measure some things. This is a thermometer. A thermometer is used to measure temperature. It measures the temperature of air and most liquids. Sometimes we use a thermometer to see if we have a fever when we're not feeling well. Let's go to the table and we're going to look at our thermometer, look at how hot or cold it is. We're going to look at the degree of temperature, and then we're going to put it in ice water and we're going to watch the change that happens. These tools are used to measure what? You're right, time. We have a clock and a stopwatch. Now we're going to go to the tables and we're going to take a stopwatch and we're going to see who can hold their arms up the longest. So we'll need a timekeeper, and make sure that you record your findings in your science journal. This is a balance, a tool that's used to measure mass of an object or how heavy or light something is. A balance tells the amount of matter an object contains. Let's have fun. We're going to go to our tables and see if we can balance, make it even, by putting objects on either side until it's completely balanced. This is a collection net, and I know you know what to do with this. It's a tool used to gather living things such as butterflies. These are safety goggles. This is eyewear that we use to protect our eyes during a science experiment or investigating from hazardous or dangerous materials. Now, boys and girls, when the goggles are on the table during the science lab experiments, we need to make sure that we wear them. But before we do, we need to take a small piece of a wipe, a disinfect wipe, clean them before we wear them, and make sure that we clean them after we wear them. So let's go and practice that at our tables. STEAM Lab safety rules. Gotta have safety. Safety comes first. General safety rules. Listen to all the instructions that your teacher gives you. Wear safety goggles to protect your eyes when they're required. And make sure you tell your teacher if anything spills or an accident happens. And roll up your sleeves. We don't want anything getting dirty or caught. Know the location of the first aid supply. Now watch your teacher. She's going to show you where we keep this. And it's always stocked with Band-Aids and other first aid supplies that we might need if there's an accident. Keep your work area uncluttered. That means clean and straight. Never eat or drink or sniff anything in the lab unless you're told to. And never act silly or play around in the lab. The last rule is have fun learning.